I don't know why I waited so long to watch this movie. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm checking off yet another movie on the 1001 Movies You Must See Before You Die list with the great Coen Brothers film No Country for Old Men. Unlike with the last 1001 challenge video I did, I knew I was going to like No Country. I'm not as much of a fangirl over the Coen Brothers as I am over other filmmakers like Scorsese or Wes Anderson, but I have yet to meet a Coen Brothers film that I do not like. My personal favorite being the hilarious, dark, and strange Barton Fink. No Country for Old Men is based on the novel of the same name, written by Cormac McCarthy, and adapted for screen by Joel and Ethan Coen, who also directed and co-produced this movie as well. It is the story of welder and hunter Llewellyn Moss, played by Josh Brolin, who stumbles upon the aftermath of a Mexican drug cartel standoff. There he finds a massacre of men and dogs, a huge stash of drugs, and ends up following a trail to a briefcase with $2 million, which he takes for himself, which tangles him up in a chase by a cold-blooded hitman named Anton Chigurh, played by Javier Bardem. Sadly, the book only has a half a page on this intensely detailed movie, which I'm kind of upset about. I wish they would have been able to go into more detail, but it does discuss the Coen Brothers' affinity for the Western genre. In this take on the Western, they use it to explore the frailties of manhood, mainly told through the eyes of Tommy Lee Jones's character, Sheriff Bell. I guess like the book, my thoughts are kind of short, but that's because there's so much detail to delve into, and I know I'm probably not the best person to get into that, so if you really want to dive deep into one of the most pivotal scenes in this movie, you should definitely check out a video by Cinefix. I'll link it in the description. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with them in any way. I just really love the videos and movie analyses that they put out. But this is such a masterful film and really shows why the Coen Brothers are such great filmmakers. There's such subtle timing and details that you don't even really think about when you're watching the movie unless you're just over analyzing it, but it's just there, and the Coens use it to manipulate and pull the tension, kind of like Play-Doh, to their liking. They only show the audience what they want the audience to see, but each and every frame is so full of subtle details that it has everything you need to know to go through the steps and figure out what is or will happen in this scene. And the scene I was talking about earlier that Cinefix really dives deep into is the hotel room scene between Javier Bardem's character and Woody Harrelson's character. There's just so much subtle details and cues within the framing, just simply the framing of the scene and even the body language of the different characters, that I would have a tough time breaking it down, even though I have watched the Cinefix video for this a couple times, and the cinematography in this was superb. As always, the Coen Brothers have great cinematography. Usually they work with cinematographer Roger Deakins like they did in No Country for Old Men, who greatly deserved his Oscar nom for this in 2008, which he was only beat out by another amazing Coen Brothers film, There Will Be Blood. And I really love the way they introduce characters. No matter what part they play in this, it's always so organic. And then a lot of the characters, like secondary characters that are only there for a couple minutes because they're introduced organically, but then they're gone because they're just taken out like super abruptly by Javier Bardem's character. And speaking of Javier Bardem's character, he was so good. He was insane and emotionless, and even though I knew it was him, he was virtually unrecognizable. He was so pale, and I'm pretty sure he had like prosthetics put on his face because he usually has like a really straight jawline, but he had more of a rounded face in this movie, and his haircut, like everything about him was completely unrecognizable, and he definitely deserved the Best Supporting Oscar that he won for that year. And last but not least, I wanted to touch a little bit on Josh Brolin's character. He was pretty much the main character of this movie, even though at the end he did get killed by the Mexican cartel looking for their money. But that's kind of what happens in Westerns a lot of the time, is their main character gets killed off or something happens to them, and it's not the super fun, happy time ending that a lot of people want in their movies. But Josh Brolin's character of Llewellyn Moss is such a brilliant, quick thinking and smart guy, even faced with an insane man.
You've seen him, man, you're not dead.
And now my favorite part of these videos is the most iconic scene or line from the movie. And the scene I chose is one that I think most people think of when they think of No Country for Old Men, or at least I thought of this one because it's one of the 2 scenes I had ever seen from this movie before watching it, and it's the coin toss scene.
What's the most you ever lost on a coin toss?
Sir?
The most you ever lost on a coin toss.
So that is all I have for No Country for Old Men. As always, these are just my opinions and thoughts, and I would love to know yours in the comments down below. If you want to know which films I've seen or just my progress in general, there's a link to a Google Doc in the description down below with a list of every movie I have seen so far. And for the next film, because Blade Runner 2049 is coming out in early October, I thought that the next movie I would check out is the original Blade Runner with Harrison Ford. I know it'll be like almost 2 weeks between this one and the new Blade Runner, but I have a couple Halloween-y movies to check off the list in October, so stay tuned for that. And thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, whoever you are. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I talk movies, TV shows, nerdy fun stuff all the time. So stick around and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!